Hello, welcome to the Purdue University Aviation Course Spotlight Series.
We will be interviewing professors on their insights on the courses that they teach, their backgrounds in the aviation industry,
and why you should choose Purdue.
Hello, this is our first episode of the course highlight for the aviation management sector. I'm here with Professor Shaun Kelly. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
All right, well, I've started here with Purdue University January of this year, an assistant professor of practice in aviation management, kind of being in this professor of practice line. Basically, I come from with the experience. I bring that to the table as opposed to a tenure track professor, and add a different value towards it. My background stems airport aviation management, as well as a lot of volunteer work in various groups such as the National Intercollegiate Flight Association, Civil Air Patrol, the FAA safety team. So aviation is very much a love and passion of mine.
Okay. So what got you into teaching if you had that prior background?
What actually got me into teaching was, it's a part of my job. It always has been. You have to, as a manager, train the staff, and having a good team requires investment, and education is an investment, not just in an academic setting, but in a professional development setting. So it's very important for me to ensure that the right information is set out, and that was critical for airport operations, and it's as critical then in the industry as it is now training in the future of the industry.
What courses do you specialize in teaching?
Currently, for Purdue, I specialize in aviation operations, which the way I structured it is to build a simulation to give you that practical experience to prepare you better for the workforce, and also aviation security. Aviation security transcends all modes of the industry, not just airlines and airports. So it's very important for me to showcase the breadth of the opportunities that come from these two fields, but also a love and passion for it, because operations is aviation and security is as important as safety is as well. Outside of this, I do adjunct, so I get to dabble in different areas, but those are my two primary focuses with Purdue.
How do you go about teaching that in your lectures?
Well, obviously, an undergraduate, right, traditional lecture is the mode of delivery. I like to get engagement. I truly try to design engaging questions to get y'all's perspective, right? What do you think? Because understanding your perspective is just as critical as understanding, the facts. Regulations are great; they're black and white, but how do you interpret that? That's what you learn. At least I learned in my career is it's much more than just what the paper says. How do you apply it, right? And that trying to take you out of your comfort element by that engagement in a classroom structure is important. The more you engage for me, the better the class is. And it's a value because I want to make sure you understand the material. So traditional lectures are very important. They serve a purpose, but I like to do more on the discussion, get that engagement aspect from the class. It makes it, to me, a much more fun experience.
Okay. So the engagement seems important to you, but what skills do you say that they take away from specifically in your class?
I always run my class like a business. In that sense, right? I'm going to treat you like the professionals you want to be when you graduate. I'm not saying you're not professionals now, but you're a student professional as opposed to working in the industry. So that is a philosophy in my classroom. You're not going to be there, just let me know, right? I understand how the real world works. But on the same token, it's like in presentations. I don't want to hear 20 minutes, of fluff. I want you to get to the point, get to the facts. Think of me as the boss and you're the employees in a classroom. And that's very important in the dynamics to understand just how that works. And it's a transferable skill set. Learning how to talk to a boss in the real world can be intimidating. Talking to the FAA. And it's, at the end of the day, demystifying that process in the classroom.
Okay, so that explains the professional field, but focused on academia, how do you say your course fits into the aviation management program after the changes to the curriculum?
Everything's important, right? It's all about expanding your opportunities. Within the scope of aviation operations, that is everything. That is, it fits all majors, ProPilot, UAS, as well as AT and, of course, management. We manage all of this. So exposing you to an area that you may directly manage, but also exposing you to your neighbor, right? If you're at an airport, you're going to have different neighbors, right? So understanding how we all work together for the industry. In security, it's understanding the security role, the TSA role, and your role, right? Airports have a security role that you may be a part of. Airlines as well. So it's about exposing you to the interconnections. We don't do things in silo. That's just the federal government. We work together, and having that collaborative environment is important to the success of aviation.
So why would you recommend a student chooses Purdue over other programs?
That's a very good question. There's over 100 aviation management programs at different institutions. Purdue brings to the table multitude of resources that I wish I was a student here. We just have the opportunity to do so much and expand so much, do research, enhancements using artificial intelligence and technology resources here that a lot of schools that are regional, which are good schools, just will never have the opportunity because they don't have the magnitude, right? We are an R1 institution. We are Purdue. We are a Big Ten. We are a big school that has a small field in our classrooms, in our program, and we bring that resource very effectively to the classroom. And to me, there's no hands down. Anybody looking to join an undergraduate program in aviation management should look in our program and bring it in because we're the best. Why not? Our football team, we'll get there. I have confidence, but we bring a lot of good talent, good students together, and good faculty because it takes a team.
So I think that mostly covers all the questions. Is there anything you would like to add on to or conclude with?
Aviation's fun. I always say if you're not having fun in aviation, you just need to find a different job. I have experiences that I look back on. Namely, I always point to my Air Force One picture. I never thought I would get to work with the fine men and women of the Air Force One team and Secret Service, but I did. And keep an open mind. It's a lot of fun out there, and you'll enjoy it.
Thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you.